Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video, we are going to be officially previewing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Week 4 matchup versus the Los Angeles Rams. We're going to waste no time. We're going to get right into it. The first thing that I want to talk about when previewing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Los Angeles Rams is this offensive line versus Aaron freaking Donald. I said this in the players to watch video. I'm going to emphasize it more here. Aaron Donald is a game wrecker. This guy can mess up your entire offensive plan as an offensive coordinator, as a head coach, whatever you want to call it. He really can mess up an entire game. Best defensive player in the NFL, in my opinion. I think in the opinions of many others around the league, not just, fans and analysts, but I think players as well understand that Aaron Donald's the freaking best. There is no doubt about it. You can put the guy at defensive end, you can put the guy at defensive tackle. I believe in my mind that on any day, Aaron Donald could beat any single offensive lineman in the NFL right now, one-on-one, hands down. And I believe that 100%. I think a lot of you guys agree with me. He's just the absolute best. So how is the Buccaneers offensive line going to counteract this Aaron Donald effect? Okay, it's going to be really interesting. I expect guys like Ryan Jensen and Alex Kappa to be basically targeted by Wade Phillips, the defensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Rams. I really don't think that Wade Phillips is going to line up Aaron Donald versus Ali Marpet too much, considering I like to think that Ali Marpet can really hold his own against Aaron Donald. He might lose sometimes, sure, but again, in my opinion, any offensive lineman can lose to Aaron Donald. So I think that Marpet could handle, Donald a little bit better than, say, Ryan Jensen or Alex Kappa, and I even trust Ryan Jensen a little bit with Aaron Donald, all things considered. I think that he could hold his own, a pretty decent amount as well. I'm really worried about Alex Kappa because I think he for sure is going to get targeted by Wade Phillips and by Aaron Donald, especially considering that Alex Kappa, he has only been a fringe starter for this point up to his career. He was, starting some games here and there last year. He was coming in for Caleb Benenoch, and he did not look good at right guard. He looks a lot better this year, but this is still just his full first year starting as an offensive lineman in the NFL, and one of his first big tests is Aaron freaking Donald. So I'm worried for Alex Kappa. I really hope he holds up. If he does, Alex Kappa can be a starter for the next 5 years and I'll be fine. 10 years, start him forever. Okay, if Alex Kappa can hold Aaron Donald down, even to a certain degree, Alex Kappa, in my book, is going to get, player of the game, okay? Hands down. So keep an eye on Alex Kappa. Keep an eye on this Buccaneers O-line versus this Rams defensive line, because it's not just Aaron Donald. You have Michael Brockers there. You have some other guys there as well. It's a formidable Rams defensive line, as well as just their whole entire team. So keep an eye on that. Next thing I want to talk about is the secondary troubles that plagued the Buccaneers last week versus the New York Giants. Vernon Hargreaves III, Carlton Davis, Mike Edwards, Jordan Whitehead. I love all four of these guys, and I think all four of these guys are good defensive players. We saw it in the first 2 weeks, and man, they had a bad hiccup in week number 3. Now, I've listened to Bruce Arians talk about it, and I've listened to guys like Todd Bowles talk about it, and basically the thing that I've gathered from all of it is that it was just flat out a communication error. Bruce Arians said that guys were trying to do other guys' jobs and stuff like that, and you can't have that. I really don't like that. I'm not going to say, Todd Bowles doesn't know what he's doing, and Bruce Arians doesn't know what he's doing. I'm not going to do that. There's no way I will do that for the entire year. But I do want to see these guys get their communication back on track. It's not good. Bruce Arians even said that they had 3 or 4 coaches screaming the routes while they were happening to the Buccaneers players, and they just, communication was off, bad reads, bad tackling, whatever have you, whatever was going on. It sounds like a lot of it was chalked up to communication. So hopefully they get on back on track here. They're going to be facing a very formidable Rams offense again, just like the whole team. That's why they're the NFC champions. But you have Cooper Kupp, you have Robert Woods, and you have Brandon Cooks. 3 wide receiver ones on any other team. It just so happens that they're all 3 on this team right now, and they're all absolutely phenomenal. You also have Jared Goff, who I will talk a little bit right now. I like Jared Goff, okay? I'm a Jared Goff fan. I'm not going to root for him to win right now or anything, but I like Jared Goff. I think he can be a decent quarterback. I think that he can be an above average quarterback. Not elite, but I think that he can be a top 15 quarterback in this this league. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens here. I'd love to see some turnovers. I talked to Corey Draper about this, the play reaction, and we both agreed, we need to see more turnovers from this secondary. We only have one interception, and it came very early on in that San Francisco 49ers game, so I want to see more. We've seen a couple of drop picks here from guys like Mike Edwards and Jordan Whitehead. I want to see them get their hands on those, passes and get the interceptions and really make differences in these games, and I think that you have a good opportunity here versus the Rams to bounce back from last week versus the New York Giants and really set a tone and set some momentum for yourselves in a positive way going forward. Next thing I want to talk about is the Buccaneers run defense versus Todd Gurley. This is the third time in a row right now that the Buccaneers have faced, in my opinion, a top 5 running back in this league. Week 2, you had Christian McCaffrey. Week 3, you had Saquon Barkley. And week 4, right now, you have Todd Gurley. And I know people are going to point out, well, Todd Gurley, knee arthritis, they're going to have him on a snap count. I believe in my heart and, with everything I have, that if the Rams wanted to give Todd Gurley 25 to 30 carries a game, just really work Todd Gurley, they can do that 100%, and I think Todd Gurley probably wouldn't mind, okay? I really don't think that it's that big of an issue as the media has made it out to be. I think that Todd Gurley is 100% still, one of the best running backs in this league, and he's pretty much the same old Todd Gurley that we have seen dominate for the past couple of years in this league. Here's the interesting thing about this matchup, though. The Buccaneers' run defense this year is really freaking good, okay? How good are they? They're top 10 in the league right now in terms of run defense. They bottled up Christian McCaffrey, and they absolutely bottled up Saquon Barkley, who in my opinion is, a better running back than Christian McCaffrey. So to bottle up both of those guys, now you go up against Todd Gurley, it's yet another matchup, and Bruce Arians has even been very, vocal about saying, to stop this Rams offense, it starts by stopping Todd Gurley. And I agree with that 100%. You stop the run game, it makes things tougher for Jared Goff and company to get things rolling on the offensive side of the ball. So can the Buccaneers go 3 for 3 in terms of stopping top 5 running backs in this league? Well, that's going to have to be something that we have to keep an eye on. Second to last thing I want to talk about here in the preview is offensive play calling, and a lot of people have been asking me to talk about this. James, Byron Leftwich's play calling isn't good. Can you please point it out? Hey, James, why didn't you talk about Byron Leftwich? James, come on, man, you missed one of the biggest reasons the Buccaneers aren't doing good right now, and that's because of Byron Leftwich's play calling. Guys, I'm going to continue to say what I've been saying for the whole season now. I'm not an expert at play calling. I'm not the best guy to talk to in terms of what plays are correct to call in certain situations. I've never been a coach in the NFL. I have no idea, okay? So ultimately, I'm not going to, go out there and headhunt Byron Leftwich and say, the Buccaneers got to get rid of him. His play calling's terrible and whatnot. As far as I saw, versus the New York Giants, the Buccaneers put up a lot of points, and it wasn't from the defense, it was from the offense. That's what you want. You want to put up a lot of points. Jameis Winston looked good for the second game in a row. The Buccaneers were running the ball well. The stats, don't lie. The Buccaneers offense looked good last week, and I think they also looked pretty decent as well versus the Carolina Panthers. I know they almost gave up that game due to conservative play calling. That's been the biggest knock on Byron Leftwich, is that sometimes he can get a little bit too conservative, but I think that all things considered, whenever he explains himself, whenever certain situations are explained, I usually tend to find myself agreeing with the explanation rather than saying that doesn't sound right to me. The Buccaneers ran the ball, I believe, 7 or 8 times, in one stretch versus the New York Giants last week. But when it was explained that they were actually running the ball extremely well, you have to agree with that. Of course you're going to play a little bit more conservatively. Of course you're going to run the ball. If you keep on getting first downs, why stop what works? So ultimately, I'm still willing to give Byron Leftwich, some slack here and some chances. Not just because, quite frankly, I don't know a lot about play calling, but I do think that the offense is improving from week to week. This offense is gelling more as time goes on. This offense is slowly, working their way into it. Jameis Winston has looked good 2 weeks in a row. Hopefully he makes it 3 here versus the Rams, but this is going to be something to keep an eye on versus this really, really good Rams defense. Keep an eye on the play calling, keep an eye on Byron Leftwich, and see what plays he brings up. Finally, last thing that I want to talk about is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers kicking situation. You all knew it was coming in this video. What's going on with Matt Gay? James, do you think he's going to get cut? He should get cut, James. Hey, James, he should be... Okay, we're not going to go that far because, quite frankly, I have seen a lot of terrible things said about Matt Gay from comments on Twitter, Facebook, whatever it is. A lot of people have been wishing a lot of harmful things onto Matt Gay, and I don't think that that's, insanely fair to, a rookie, and that's not an excuse, okay? He should have made that kick. He knows that, Bruce Arians knows that, we know that, everybody knows that, and I've heard people say, well, if we were scoring touchdowns, it wouldn't be a problem. Yes, it wouldn't be a problem, but still, you have a kicker for a reason. Your kicker's got to make the kicks. That's one of the kicks he really should have made. Make the kick next time. He knows it. We all know it. But I think that Matt Gay is going to bounce back in this game versus the Los Angeles Rams. I really think that, he is a good kicker, okay? I think he is. I saw it in training camp. I saw it in the preseason. We all saw it, okay? There was a clip in one of my training camp live streams where he nailed every single field goal that he had. I think it was like 10 for 10, something like that. It was so awesome to see. That's not just sheer luck. That's skill from a kicker. I think that Matt Gay does have the ability to bounce back and be a good kicker for this team. They asked Bruce Arians about it, and Bruce Arians said he's not going anywhere. And he even went as far as to tell Matt Gay that he's going to be our kicker for a very long time. So I know the knee-jerk reactions, and stuff like that, it was rough, okay? It was rough that he missed that kick. He knows it. It's really, probably a gut punch as much to him as it is to the rest of us. You never want to miss a game-winning field goal like that. So I really want to see him bounce back, build some confidence, build some positive momentum in his favor, because he needs it. I really think that he can be a kicking solution for us moving forward. If he continues to struggle, it is what it is. I'll talk about it if that ends up happening, but I've still put my support in Matt Gay. I'm going to continue to support him for now, and I'm still going with him moving forward. I want to see him bounce back. I want to see him have a good game. But guys, that's it for this preview. Let me know what you think about all these things that I talked about down in the comments section below. What are some other things that you're looking forward to in this Tampa Bay Buccaneers matchup versus the Los Angeles Rams? Quick note, by the way, I want Shaq Barrett to get to 10 sacks. I will always say that. I think he has a good shot at it. And then secondly, if I had to give a score prediction, I do want the Buccaneers to win this game. Obviously, we all want the Buccaneers to win this game. And I want to say that they're going to surprise some people, okay? I know that that's, oh, James, you're being too optimistic. But I'm going to say that the Buccaneers win 31-24, maybe. We'll see. And that might be, we'll see. But I think that, is my guess for right now. I think the Buccaneers are going to win, get back to 500, 2-2. That'd be pretty nice for me, especially if we beat the NFC champs. We would absolutely shock the world. We'd certainly shoot up those power rankings, which would be great. But, yeah, that's what I have right now in terms of a prediction. I think the Buccaneers are going to win, and we'll see how it ends up. But, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know what you think about all this down in the comment section below. But until the next video or the next live stream, I'll see you guys in the next one. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.